We need to talk about the crazy ending to Superman, the post-credit scenes, and how it all sets up the future of the DCU. So let's get into it. This is going to be a huge spoiler-filled video, so this is your big warning to get off the video if you don't want to know the entire ending. Again, last chance, this is going to be pretty much every major plot point and every reveal that happens at the ending of the film, so let's just get into it. So at the very end of the movie, we see the final fight between Superman and Ultraman, who's actually revealed to be a clone of Superman that Lex Luthor went ahead and created with Superman's hair using that DNA. So obviously this was pretty much a perfect match for fighting Superman since it's just a clone of himself, but he ends up losing at the end of the day. Superman wins, obviously. Lex Luthor gets taken down in the most satisfying way possible because it's revealed that the people that work at the Daily Planet have released this huge article exposing that Lex Luthor has been working with a foreign adversary called Bravia, a fictional country in this movie, the entire time, that he's a traitor to the US. Because Lex literally had three goals that he wanted to accomplish in this movie. The first was turning Superman into a villain in the eyes of the government. The second was killing Superman with the permission of the government. And the third was taking over Bravia. Again, in that article exposing him and all his activities, now the public seems like they're favoring Superman again and realizing, hey, Lex was the guy behind all of this stuff. Now, before I get to the rest of the ending and the really crazy cameo that happens at the end, I want to first mention that yes, Peacemaker does make an appearance earlier in the movie. It's about the middle way point when the public is all turning on Superman because of what Lex Luthor releases, kind of making everybody think, oh, Superman's here to kill us. You see all these different talk show clips of people talking about like, oh no, we couldn't trust Superman all along. And then one of the talk shows is just interviewing Peacemaker, and John Cena has some really funny lines. Then we get to the final scene in the movie where the biggest teaser for the future of the DCU happens, where we cut to Superman in the Fortress of Solitude. He's kind of sitting in the chair where the robots always heal him, but we hear a crashing sound in the background where one of the robots then announces, hey Superman, I think your cousin has returned. And the movie cuts to reveal Millie Alcock's Supergirl for the very first time. She kind of stumbles into the scene after crashing through the top of the Fortress of Solitude, asks, hey dude, why'd you move the door? And this scene gives us our first great look at Supergirl's suit, which does look pretty amazing. And then we get a great idea of her personality, which is very, very different than Superman, because she pretty much stumbles into the Fortress of Solitude, asks, hey dude, where's my dog? And it's heavily implied by the way she's talking that she's either very drunk or hungover right now. But then see Krypto, who obviously now we know is owned by Supergirl, fly over to her, just smashes her into the ground like 50 times. That's the relationship they have. When she leaves, Superman even makes a comment to one of his robots that she loves going around and partying on all these different planets and all this stuff. This definitely lines up with what James Gunn has said about the character of Supergirl, because he said she will be kind of a mess compared to Superman in the new DCU, and that she's had real issues growing up. So we're definitely going to be exploring that in this new Supergirl movie, which yes, is the next DCU film. And James Gunn has confirmed this movie for Supergirl is actually going to be more of like a space fantasy adventure, more so than taking place on Earth like Superman did, so completely different vibes. So then we see Superman lay back down in this chair, and the Fortress of Solitude robots ask him, hey, should we play the video of your parents? Because at the beginning of the film, he always listens to the message from his Krypton parents of them saying, hey, save humanity, be a great person. But through the course of the movie, we actually find out that the full message that was sent with Superman from his parents from Krypton was actually that he was here to rule over Earth and take control of the planet. So now at the ending of the movie, instead of being the message from his Krypton parents, they actually play videos that are just a compilation of Clark Kent growing up with his Kent parents from Earth, which is just a really sweet moment. And James Gunn, as always, absolutely nails the music with the needle drop here, because during this entire sequence and the credits, the song Punk Rocker plays, which is of course a callback to the conversation Lois and Clark have early in the film about being punk rock. I mean, if you just go and listen to the lyrics of this song, it just perfectly fits Superman. Like, I'm glad he didn't go with Starman when that was too obvious of a choice. Now, getting into the post-credit scenes, they actually don't do that much setup for the future of the DCU, which I kind of like. The first one's literally 5 seconds long, and it's just this shot that's on all these different posters of Superman and Krypto on the moon looking at Earth. And the last one is literally just a gag between Superman and Mr. Terrific, where he points out that, oh, he slightly put together a building in the wrong way after it was split in half from the events of the final battle, which is just a funny gag. And I'm kind of glad we're just going for these simple classic post-credit scenes instead of already trying to force like a Batman or a Justice League team up or anything. No, we're just taking our time. The only teaser for the future is just for the very next movie with Supergirl, and it actually just feels like a fitting scene in the movie or anything. And I really love this approach from James Gunn. He's learning from Marvel's recent mistakes. Like, don't set up a tons of things that you know you're not going to be able to pay off. Just take your time with it. Give us one cool teaser for the future and just some funny gags. But let me know your full thoughts on the ending of the movie, the post-credit scenes, and are you excited for the Supergirl movie? Plus, if you missed my full review of the movie, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.